Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
And right now on Good Day Orlando at 8 o'clock, spring break season is here. Very busy morning at Orlando International Airport after a number of flights were delayed due to weather across the country. We're going to check in and see what they're dealing with in one of the busiest travel weeks of the year.
Plus, Fox 35's David Martin is live from Kissimmee for us this morning. Hey, David, happy Monday.
Good morning, Danielle. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well. And, well, it's a new sport, brand new sport. It's called Park Golf. And the brand is one club, the second of its kind in North America, happens to be right here in Kissimmee, Florida at Star Island Resort. We're going to play and show you how to play because you're going to love it live on the 8 o'clock hour of
Good Day Orlando!
Ooh, I like that. I don't know what they're holding. It's like the mix between a fairway wood and a mallet.
Yeah. So you've not played that, didn't have you heard of it before?
No,
okay.
This is new. So
good. This is going to be interesting.
Looking forward to experiencing this.
Good morning to you, Central Florida. It certainly is good to see you as always on this Monday morning. It is St. Patrick's Day. I hope you're doing all right. I'm Danielle Knox.
I'm right, Elijah. We talked about a lot of schools being out. We thought maybe traffic would be less. That has not been the case, especially here in Seminole County. Let's check in with Brooks right now on the weather side of things. But before we get to traffic, a little bit cooler to start the week off.
It will be cooler, but we can let our guard down for a couple of days here as far as any kind of severe weather threat goes. Right now in Titusville, we've got some clouds in the sky. Otherwise, mostly clear skies across the region. Launch Credit Union camera. The storm system has moved offshore, so in its wake, we'll have some sunshine breaking out. We go from 61 at 10 up to 67 by 4. So it'll be cooler today by some 10 degrees cooler than normal, and a big change from yesterday's highs in the middle 80s with all that humidity. The air feels much nicer today, but it will be on the chilly side if you have any beach plans. 59 degrees Daytona, 59 Claremont, 55 Ocala. I guess the same is true for our area water parks. The winds will be blowing some 30 to 35 miles an hour through the day today, and so that is going to add a chill to the air. Here is the sunshine, Lake Fairview. Well, I remember as a kid riding those water slides on cool days like this with the wind blowing. And once you're in the water, you're fine. When you get out, oh, it is so cold with the wind blowing. Well, hour by hour, we're going to go from where we currently stand around 60 degrees up to 63 degrees by 1, and then topping out about 70 between 4 and 6 p.m. All right, coming up, looking ahead, it is spring break week for so many of us. We've got a warm up on the way, we've got a week front, and then we've got a weekend to follow with weather changes all the while. I'll show you the latest information coming up in a bit. First off, though, yes, Skyfox traffic time. Skyfox traffic time, Jessica, things haven't been that slow, have they?
No, we actually are in pretty good shape when it comes to one of our more usual busy spots. This is going to be I-4 just before you hit the Enterprise area, so close to Deltona, Orange City, and this is where we usually see some pretty big backups. So far we're in pretty good shape, so we'll take it. We can see traffic is moving along just fine in that particular spot. But when it comes to overall drive times, we're up to around 44 minutes from Daytona to Orlando, so still in the green, which is good. 417 to downtown, though, you're up to around almost a 10-minute drive, so you're in the yellow, and around 40 minutes from Champions Gate into downtown. And again, that's just due to some congestion, not any sort of incidents that have popped up for us this morning. All right, I'll send it back over to you, Ryan and Danielle.
Jessica, thanks. Yeah, it's been a busy morning on the roadways, and the traffic not just on the roads, because we've seen it at the airport. One of the busier days they've seen in the middle of spring break at Orlando International Airport. Adding to the problem, a lot of flights were delayed or canceled yesterday due to weather.
Fox 35's Morgan Parrish live for us out at MCO this morning. Morgan, good morning to you once again. What are you seeing out there? I know it hasn't been as crowded, at least at this early time of the morning.
Danielle, good morning. Yeah, knock on wood, right? It hasn't been crazy just yet. We've been keeping an eye on that wait time. It's been pretty consistent all morning long, about 23 to 27 minutes. The lowest I saw maybe around 4 a.m. was like 5 minutes, but still not bad today. Definitely not as crazy as we've seen, especially for a week of spring break. But then take a look over here. You see this line. This is, can't tell where this line is going, but this is the line to check your bags, and this has been wrapped around the corner. So we have been speaking with passengers who've been dealing with those delays and cancellations. Before we get to that, though, I want you guys to take a look at what the radar looked like when the FAA issued a ground stop for several hours on Sunday. The agency grounded flights because of strong winds that could cause dangerous turbulence and widespread lightning in the area. So Jovita also told me she got a hotel, but she's actually not able to check into that hotel until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So they have just been stranded at the airport, and she's just one of many people who have been dealing with those flight cancellations, especially after yesterday, that headache that was going on. And Jovita said that actually this wasn't even related to weather, but they told her that it was because a lack of pilots. So we're still here speaking with some passengers. Now, airport officials say it's going to be busy this week still because of spring break. but as you can see, Danielle and Ryan, not bad right now. So we'll keep you guys updated throughout the morning. For now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Morgan, sounds good. Yeah, it's going to be crowded for sure, but not. It's doable today for sure. Let's talk about this. Just tough images. At least 40 people dead after a powerful storm swept through a lot of the U.S., the system sparking some dust storms, wildfires, and dozens of violent tornadoes. This is what's left of a neighborhood in central Alabama. Several tornadoes swept through that region. They're killing at least 3 people. And Fox 35's Sarah Allegre is joining us live from Winterboro, Alabama. Sarah, you've been on the ground since the storm hit. What are you seeing right now?
Well, it's interesting to see where we started off and where we're at right now. Once that storm moved in on Saturday, we're in the Talladega County area. There is one confirmed death here from this tornado that moved on through. We're talking about an EF2 with winds at around 120 miles an hour. And Ryan, we were out here all day yesterday just seeing those words come into fruition, seeing the community here gather together, starting to pick up this immense damage that's surrounding me. And as you can imagine, this is going to take a very long time to restore this community back to its original glory. But really, it's great to see the folks coming out from near and far to start to pick up this damage and just be a lending hand for this high school here. We have a lot of students in this area. They're upset about the memories that they've lost with that gymnasium. But then, of course, just still trying to gather more information as the National Weather Service here on the ground continues their assessment. In Talladega County, Alabama, Sarah Allegre, Fox 35 News.
Yes, Sarah, great to see that community spirit, but that damage behind you was just stunning.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unlike anything I've seen. You know, we cover a lot of tornadoes here in this area in Alabama. We know that this is a hot spot really for this action, but really just seeing that school bus. I don't know if we showed you that video on the side of the high school. Just goes to show you just how powerful even this EF2 was here in this area and the destruction this community has to deal with at this point.
Yeah, luckily it was not worse. Sarah, thanks for the live report.
The time right now is 8:10. Developing now, a 5-year-old boy is one of 3 people killed in a wrong-way crash in Osceola County. Troopers say a truck was going the wrong way on North Kenansville Road and hit an SUV carrying 5 people. Both drivers and a 9-month-old boy were taken to hospitals. The 3 that were killed were all riding in that SUV. No word on if charges will be filed against the wrong-way driver. And there was another deadly wrong-way crash this weekend. Take a look at this. This is the backup from a wreck that happened Saturday on I-4 in Longwood. Troopers say a car hit a minivan head-on, and that van was then hit by a semi. Officials say the wrong-way driver was killed. Everybody in the van was taken to the hospital.
All right, coming up on Good Day Orlando, after more than 9 months in space, it looks like this could be the week the 2 stranded astronauts get back to Earth.
So we've got the new timeline on this mission just ahead. Plus, let's check in with Fox 35's David Martin. He is seeing green at a park golf in Kissimmee this morning. Hello, David.
Hi there, Danielle. It's called One Club Park Golf. It's brand new, and it's come to Kissimmee here at Star Island Resort. It's like mini golf, but only better, they say. So when you show up, you come here to the little cabin, and our friend Madison here will get you a club and a ball. Now, there are lefties and righties clubs, kids and adult clubs. That's it. That's the only decision you have to make. And then you head off to the first fairway. How does this work? It's loads of fun, I'm told. We'll find out coming up live on Good Day Orlando. Don't go anywhere.
We start with breaking news tonight.
Fox 35 News exclusive tonight.
I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm John Brown. Join us weeknights on Fox 35 News.
Well, welcome back. 2 astronauts who have been stuck in space for more than 9 months now could start their journey home as early as tomorrow.
Yeah, they're closer than they've ever been. NASA hoping to close the hatch today on the spacecraft that will bring Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams back to Earth. According to NASA, the crew could begin to undock from the space station just after 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. If everything goes to plan, the capsule could be splashing down off the Florida coast tomorrow night, just about 6 p.m. This mission has been months in the making as well. Wilmore and Williams went up to space in June. They were supposed to be there 8 days. We know it's been much, much longer than that.
And Houston, thank you for tuning in this early morning. It was a wonderful day. Great to see our friends arrive. So thank you so much.
Yeah, they're going to be 286 days. That's less than 100 short of the all-time record in space for one person. NASA keeping an eye on the weather right now. That will determine exactly when they can come back. Looks pretty good.
Well, today marks 1 week since an EF2 tornado touched down in parts of Seminole County. The storm tore up several homes, especially in the Longwood area. County officials say because there's still so much debris to collect, it's going to take a lot of time to do so. The county says that they have placed several dumpsters across Longwood and Lake Mary for construction debris.
And of course, this is what the storm looked like at our studio in Lake Mary. You can see debris flying around as the tornado went past. So many tree branches and only minor damage in our building. We are very fortunate. Brooks, after we just did that live shot where there were deaths this weekend, we realized how fortunate we were.
Oh, gosh, yes.
And we were very close to things here going south very quickly. I mean, the homes crumbling around people in Longwood. A couple of people were trapped inside their home. Amazingly, they emerged without a scratch after sheriffs rescued them. Absolutely remarkable. Just a miracle that nobody got hurt.
When it hit us, it was EF0. When it hit our station, so had it been a little stronger.
Right, we would have had a lot more damage as it crossed I-4 coming out of Longwood at weekend, and then it lifted once it passed our location. But quite a system. Florida is no stranger, unfortunately, to tornado deaths. We've had massive instances. There was the Villages tornado, the Groundhog Day tornado. I think it was 2007. Before that, the Kissimmee tornadoes in 1998. So this is an area where we don't let our guard down. And yesterday was case in point. We had some tornado warnings yesterday in Sumter County. Fortunately, those did not verify. But February and March those are the hot times during the year for our region to incur tornadoes. Happens any time of the year, but especially those 2 months. Well, Daytona Beach right now, it is spring break. A lot of folks heading to the beach, but with the cold front that moved through yesterday, 59 degrees Daytona Beach, we're probably only going to warm up about 6 to 7 degrees from where we currently stand. So it's not going to be your classic, like, bumping on the beach, listening to the club music down in Miami, MTV Spring Break 1990. It's going to be more like have a light jacket with you and put on the cool soft rock, perhaps. I don't know why it became a musical experience, but anyway, it's going to be kind of a chilly day at the beach. 60 degrees in Sanford right now, 59 degrees in Winter Haven. We've got winds out there also. So the weather story today is the wind, but it's also a fire danger. It's always something, right? It's going to be a sunny, beautiful, cool day, but with the wind blowing as it is, with the humidity as low as it will be, and with the drought conditions worsening, unfortunately, the area is primed for brush fires, so it's not a day to do a prescribed burn, not a day to burn those big piles of brush. Just be careful with any open flame. 59 degrees right now for Debbie Carroll in Ocala. Steve Manick in DeBerry with 60. Jeffrey J. Deltona, 60 degrees. Farther south, we go down to Cocoa Beach. Julie's got 66, as does Steve over on the Cocoa side. And Ross Henning in Windermere has 62 degrees. All right, let's talk forecast. It is Monday, March 17th, and to get you out the door this morning, a lot of folks heading into work despite school being out. 60 degrees at 9, 65 degrees at 1. We're going to top out at about 70 today, close to 4 o'clock, with breezy, if not windy conditions all day as high pressure pushes its way in from the northern Gulf. This orange on the satellite imagery revealing some very dry air that'll be following in the wake of that cold front. The cold front is now out of here, so Fox 35 storm tracker radar is quiet as far as we're concerned. But unfortunately, the warnings continue. Fire weather warnings in effect today for the wind, the humidity, and the worsening drought which has reached severe levels. Yeah, we've got severe drought right now, and this is for Lake County, Sumter County, also Citrus, Hernando, Pasco, and over on the Tampa Bay side, we're sitting in moderate drought in Orlando. Not terribly unusual considering we're at the peak of the dry season. We do have a rain chance coming our way this week, but it's a slight one. It's on Thursday. A weak front moving through. Weak in the sense that it's not going to produce much in the way of rain, maybe a couple hundredths of an inch if we get any. It will cool us down, though, from highs reaching the mid-80s midweek down to only about 70 on Friday. So we're going to be at 70 today, then 70 again on Friday, kind of bookending the warm weather with highs around 70. Let's go to the 7-day forecast. We know it's going to be cool today by some 10 degrees cooler than normal. Beautiful tomorrow, though, 77, 82 Wednesday, 84 Thursday. Chance for some rain on Thursday, and then we're back to the sunshine and the warm weather for the weekend. So yeah, Jessica, what do you think? Is it going to be smooth jazz this morning, soft rock, or bumping club hits from Miami spring break?
I don't know if any of those options really suit me. Well, maybe a little bit of everything. We'll just put it on shuffle and see what happens. But hey, do you want to talk about some slowdowns for you this morning? It looks like they have opened I-75 back up from the looks of it. This was due to an overturned vehicle crash that has caused some pretty big delays all the way to the turnpike. But again, it appears that things are starting to pick back up. You can actually see over the last couple of moments, this was at a standstill, but it looks like things are now starting to pick back up. So that's some good news. This is going to be the turnpike northbound as you're crossing over the Wildwood area and onto I-75 northbound. Southbound direction, you're just fine, both on the Turnpike and I-75. So that's just going to be a spot you want to keep in mind. You could run into some just kind of lingering delays. Otherwise, Champions Gate, we are still seeing quite a bit of red down that way. Same for areas close to the attraction. So you're up to about an hour commute as you're heading into downtown Orlando. All right, let's get a look at some of our gas prices with Pump Patrol. $3.04. This is going to be at the Speedway in Winter Springs. You can find this on 434 and Vista Willow Drive. That's a pretty good deal. One of the cheaper totals or cheaper dollar signs we've had so far this morning. You can also head over to our website, fox35orlando.com, to find more great deals and save you some cash while you're filling up. All right, Ryan, Danielle, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Jess and Brooks, thanks to the both of you. 8:22 coming up next on Good Day Orlando here on this Monday morning. It is a recall roundup this morning.
So we're going to tell you about two products that you may have in your fridge that you'll want to toss out. And we check in with David Martin working on his golf swing, brand new attraction in Kissimmee. And I'm fascinated by that, but I think what's in front of you is pretty enticing also.
You can't go play one club park golf without getting your tummy filled with great food and drinks, and that's what they have here at the Star Island Resort in Kissimmee. From the takeaway food truck, we have nachos, the Nassau nachos, and over here we have the Birdie Bites chicken wings with seasoned fries. They're fantastic. And from the Boozy Boulevard drink truck, we have all kinds of daiquiris and margaritas, and the Lost Ball Lava Flow. Grab your drinks, team, because we're about to go play one club and show our audience how to do it too. Cheers! Good morning to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Back in a moment here on Good Day Orlando.
All right, coming up on Good Day Orlando, the future of an abandoned mall is now a little bit more clear.
Oh, it certainly is. The latest development in the sale of the Seminole Town Center Mall in Sanford this morning. Plus, this morning, let's check in once again with Fox 35's David Martin having a terrific time at a new attraction in Kissimmee. Hey, David.
That's good. That's great. I'm green with envy with your puns, Danielle. We have made it to tee box number 1 of the One Club Park Golf attraction here in Kissimmee. Oh, it's a par 4. It's 39 yards, and Madison Kaufman is the operations coordinator. Madison built the whole course for us here. Madison puts the ball on the tee. The wind is brutal out here. She's got the one club in her hand. All right, the stage is yours. Tee it off. Let's see how this works. You can do this too. Back in a moment on Good Day Orlando. She went beyond the green, but not bad. Not bad.
Good Day Orlando is sponsored by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized. Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
And right now at 8:30 here on Good Day Orlando with that shaky camera off there to your left. It's windy in some areas here in Central Florida, and it is a cool start to our morning in most areas here following a weekend of wild weather. This is a live look over the attractions in Orlando and Daytona Beach, where an awful lot of people are in town for spring break. The Fox 35 Storm Team tracking conditions for your spring break forecast.
Yeah, our camera's struggling there. I think we've got TJ up there holding it around.
With his bow tie blowing in the breeze. Right?
Hold it down.
Welcome back to Good Day Orlando, everybody. It's Monday. It's 8:30. It's good to see you.
I'm Rodney. We wouldn't do that to TJ.
That is such a sweetie. Absolutely not.
He's prove his worth.
Yeah.
He probably would volunteer to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Smile on his face.
Absolutely. Is traffic putting a smile on our face?
For the most part, we've only had really one incident, but it has cleared up. This is going to be I-75 northbound, which I'll talk about it in a moment. But otherwise, I think with the school being out for spring break in Orange County, it's helped out some things.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. At least it cuts down that volume. I know in summer break, I feel like a third of the traffic goes poof during summer break.
So much
That's
better.
kind of where we are now. So if we get a break in the traffic as well, and the weather, no more severe weather to speak of. The big front from yesterday is now pushed offshore, but in its wake, some cooler weather. You know, we were joking in the last block about how it's not exactly going to be a MTV spring break for the 1990s where you're like bumping at Club La Vila on Panama City Beach. No, today highs are only going to be the upper 60s, 70, but at least you from school and a week off from school, a week featuring warming weather. So we will get back to the 80s, back to that beach weather by the middle of this week. But today on the cool side and windy, 60 degrees, a live view from the Grills Lakeside camera, Lake Fairview. It is 55 right now in Ocala. It's 63 in St. Cloud, and we're checking in with about 65 at Cocoa Beach. Send me your weather spot. Winds gusting about 30 to 35 miles per hour. But to get you out the door on this St. Patrick's Day, the 17th of March, we're going to see temperatures going from 60 at 9 up to about 65 by 1, ultimately topping out around 70 by this afternoon. Coming up, we'll track that warming trend. A weak system late week, bring in some cooler weather before we bounce back this weekend. All right, Jessica, how's it looking in the world of traffic out there?
Hey, well, so far, this is that incident I was telling you about that is working to be cleared. It looks like traffic is finally flowing at a more fast pace on I-75. This is going to be I-75 northbound. Looks like we might still have some possible backups there on the turnpike as you're trying to merge onto I-75. So do plan for some delays there, but it looks like they're slowly opening those lanes back up. So that is some good news as you're trying to make your way to, say, the Ocala area and points north, because near Wildwood is where we're seeing the majority of those delays. Now, speaking of delays, with some of our drive times, we are starting to see more of those numbers increase up to the red now in Champions Gate, around a 37-minute drive there on I-4 eastbound. Attractions to downtown about 20 minutes, and then Lake Mary to downtown around 18 minutes, so not too bad there. But we are hearing reports of possibly an overturned dump truck on the 429. Skyfox is heading there now, so as soon as we get a image of that, I'll be sure to let you guys know and show it to you guys. All right, 8:33, I'll send it back over to you.
We appreciate it, Jess. Thank you for that. It is 8:33, and gunshots on Daytona Beach sending a crowd of people running in panic. 2 people were hit and are expected to be okay.
Yeah, this all took place Saturday near the boardwalk along Atlantic Avenue, and Amanda McKenzie's been on the story all morning long. And Amanda, I think the one thing, how did this all start? Do they have people in custody?
Right. Well, so officials say that this all started because of an unsanctioned beach party around 7:30 Saturday evening. This was right next to the Ocean Walk Vacation Club and Hotel, which is just a short distance away from the iconic Daytona Beach bandshell, where a lot of tourists and locals like to gather. Others staying in the nearby hotels say they got alerts about the danger. Police continued searching the bushes and grass along the boardwalk for evidence and talking with possible witnesses. Officials say several witnesses have been interviewed and that this is still an ongoing investigation. So they're asking that anyone with information, they're encouraged to contact Daytona Police. Reporting live, Amanda McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
Amanda, thanks for the update. We'll continue to follow that. Meanwhile, in Orlando, police say a drug deal may have led to a shooting at Nassau Bay apartment complex. That's on North Orange Blossom Trail and Rosamond Drive. Officers say Jared Kinlock was found with a gunshot wound. He was taken to a local hospital where he later died. Police are searching for that gunman. Well, Good Day Orlando exclusive. We're getting our first look at the sport of park golf. This is brand new to me. In fact, a lot of you in Central Florida.
That's right. Fox 35's David Martin is live at Star Island Resort in Kissimmee to tell us all about it. David, good morning.
Good morning. It's my sincere honor and pleasure, Ryan and Danielle, to introduce you to the EVP of Star Island Resort. EVP stands for Executive Vice President. Matt Myers. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, David.
All right, let me just for heck of it. Madison here, hold my microphone. I'm going to show the audience how simple it is to play park golf. This is a par 3. Here's my club. All right. Oh, God, that was horrible. Too much booze in that drink I had earlier. I shanked to the right. Madison Kaufman, good morning to you. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you, David?
Good, good. So let's let our audience see what a par 3 hole number 4 here, 29 yards, looks like on the One Club Park Golf Course. All right, we have Attila here taking the tee box. Attila puts a ball. What kind of ball is that?
That's just a ball. It's about the size of a racket ball, so it's a lot easier to hit and a shorter target, so we'll see how he does.
All right, Attila's got his one club there. It's a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Oh, he didn't do much better than me, but off to the right a bit. Okay, toward the lake. There must be a draw toward the pond over there. Okay, there are 18 holes out here, and how do I this?
So you can go to www.playonclub.com. You can also go to Star Island Resort's website, and you can go online and book your tee time there. You can go on Groupon, or you can just give us a call, and we'll make the booking experience nice and easy.
And how many people can play at a time?
Groups of 4, and we can take over 80 reservations in a day, so come on out and enjoy it.
It takes about, what, an hour to play?
An hour to an hour and 45 minutes. If you're stopping for food and drink, it might take a little longer, so come out and enjoy it for as long as you want.
This is great. One more time, that website is?
www.playonclub.com, and that's with the number 1.
PlayOneClub.com.
Correct.
They're at Star Island Resort, Ryan and Danielle. I'm telling you, it's a good time because you can really club these. They don't go too far unless you're Matt Myers and you're clubbing out of the. I think he hit it to like a different resort.
Matt's got the distance.
Yeah, I think he was going for the Memorial Highway out there.
Yeah, 192.
Yeah,
We're off of 192, by the way.
Thank you,
Yeah,
David.
par 5. All right, we'll catch you in the next hour.
Sounds good.
Good
Thanks.
stuff. Brand new. I've not seen that before. It's cool. All right, coming up on Good Day Orlando, the Gators are hoping to come out as national champions, and they got a good start so far.
We will get a closer look at how they shape up in the tourney next. Plus, the stars are out for the iHeart Music Awards, which airs tonight. We're going to get a sneak peek at some of the performances coming up next when we come back. Before we go to break, however, we do have a change we want to tell you about this morning. So, due to baseball tomorrow, Good Day Orlando will be moving to Fox 35 Plus. You can watch us like normal on Fox 35, 4 and 5 a.m. and over to Fox 35 Plus. So make sure that you join us there. Taking a live look through our Launch Credit Union camera at Port Canaveral before we go to break. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They have 5 shifts there today.
Wow.
Saturday they're going to have 6.
That
only happens on busy spring break weeks.
I was going to tell you, that means spring break is in full effect out there at the port and here in Orlando as well. We'll be right back.
You can watch Fox 35 News on Fox Local. Scan the QR code and download it now on your phone.
Hey, welcome back. We've got a quiet day ahead, but quite cool. 8:45 on this Monday morning. It is St. Patrick's Day. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner. You're watching Good Day Orlando. And we've had a cold front move through. This is what caused the bad weather yesterday. A busy northwest flow transporting in much cooler air today. We're only going to see highs pushing 70 degrees. And with the breeze blowing, it's going to be sweatshirt and windbreaker weather for most of the morning. Here's a view from Mount Dora. The waves on the water kicking up. As far as fishing goes, you're probably going to want to find a protected cove today because it's going to be choppy out there, real hard to manage the lines. 60 degrees right now in Sanford, 56 degrees in Ocala. Temperatures running between 10 and about 20 degrees cooler now than they were yesterday at this time, and the winds are gusting between 30 and about 35 miles per hour. So that'll be the case for most of the day today. Daytona Beach, 59 degrees. It's spring break, so people are in the water, but I mean, you know, it's kind of cold outside, to say the least. Not exactly going to be the traditional Florida beach day, but as we get to the middle of the week, we're going to be back to the mid-80s. In the Villages today, it'll be a delightful afternoon. Great weather for a round of golf, about 66 degrees. Skewing on the cool side, but at least you won't be sweating, and the sun is warm. Everything's quiet on Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar. The rain from last night long over, but we've got a fire weather warning in effect for today, thanks to gusty winds, low humidity, and a worsening drought. This means that any open flames should be avoided, whether it's a prescribed burn or even burning a pile of debris on a farm. Oftentimes brush debris stacks up and people burn that stuff, and it's all normal, but on a day like this, not recommended. In fact, we've got severe drought from Lake County to Sumter County west toward Citrus, Hernando, and Pasco counties, with a moderate drought now across the Orlando area. Now, this is not unusual for the dry season. We're kind of at the peak of the dry season. Typically, it's some semblance some point, but once we get into the regular rainy season, come May and June, that goes away pretty fast. Now, we've got one rain chance this week, comes with a cold front that's going to knock us down from the mid-80s to highs only around 70 Friday. And as it moves through, a couple hundredths of an inch of rain. Very little rain, certainly nothing that's going to help the drought, but it may add a little bit of fly to the ointment as far as our spring break plans go. That's the only chance for rain this week. 70 degrees in Orlando today, 68 degrees in the Villages, 78 at Cocoa Beach, and 68 degrees at Daytona Beach. 7-day forecast featuring a pleasant day tomorrow, much warmer, 77 degrees, feeling great. The breeze will let up. The temperature is going to be ideal. 82 degrees on Wednesday, 84 on Thursday. Thursday's that 20% chance for rain. Back down to 71 Friday behind a cold front, and then back up to the low 80s for Saturday and for Sunday. Overall, it's going to be a 2 thumbs up kind of forecast, but today, not the warmest of days. There will be plenty of beach days and water park days ahead, though, this week. All right, let's take a look at oh yes, it's time for our weather baby. And this is a cute picture sent in by Michelle Zervins in Oviedo of Connor, a 7-week-old baby who loves staring at ceiling fans. You know, that's a common theme. Babies love to look at anything that moves. I think the Florida version of a crib-side mobile is the ceiling fan. It's ubiquitous in every nursery. You got to have a ceiling fan. That's pretty cute. Love sharing weather baby photos. Go to fox35orlando.com/weather-babies. Upload them there, and we will feature them here. All right, Jessica, how's it looking in the world of traffic this morning?
Do want to show you the latest incident. It's on 429. I mentioned it about 15 or so minutes ago, and this is going to be that dump truck that's overturned onto the median on the 429. This is going to be near Tilden Road, and that's going to be where we are seeing some delays. It's still overturned at this point, and it is causing some stop-and-go traffic. Looks like they have reduced it down to about one lane there, and this is that live view from Skyfox, so we can tell it looks like it was maybe carrying some dirt or some sand, maybe some gravel. This is another view from our FDOT camera. This is going to be south of Tiny Road near Harlem Heights, and that's going to be in the southbound direction of the 429, just to the south there of Winter Garden. So that is certainly going to be a spot where you want to give yourself some extra time and patience for sure, because there are some delays beginning to take place. The roadway is open, but it is just down to about one lane. So just keep that in mind, that specific spot until they get it all cleaned up. All right, Ryan, Danielle, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Jessica, sounds good. Well, the biggest hits of the past year will get the spotlight tonight on the iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Here we go. We caught up with host LL Cool J, who shares his excitement about what's ahead and the stars receiving top honors. Here's Fox's Anna Elapius.
Coming up on Good Day Orlando, you may want to get away for spring break, but the cost, especially if you're going to fly, is pretty high.
Yeah, it certainly is. And so what people are doing now so that they can still take a vacation, we'll talk about that just ahead. Plus, you've heard of pineapple on pizza. That's a really controversial thing. But what about oranges? Why this new trend is starting to catch on in some places. We'll talk about it when we come back.
All right, much more news, weather, traffic coming your way this morning.
So here's Caroline with a preview of what's ahead in our 9 o'clock hour. Hey, Caroline.
Hi. Good morning. All right, coming up on Good Day Orlando at 9. If you're looking for last-minute St. Patrick's Day plans, the luck of the Irish is on your side. The executive chef from Grafton Street Pub in Lake Mary joining us live in the studio to share some yummy Irish dishes. And you still have time to file your taxes. We are talking to a tax expert about some of the deductions that you could qualify for this year. All that plus so much more on Good Day Orlando. We hope you tune in. We'll see you very soon.
Good Day Orlando is sponsored by Gary Yeomans Ford.